So Tweener heads, we are here with Michael Mmoh. How are you today?
Good, yourself?
Good, can't complain. Michael just won his first round here in Indian Wells, and you're playing Foe next round. Last time you two played was Carey, right?
Yep.
He won fourth.
4 in the third.
4 in the third. And today we're going to be talking to him about, you have a very interesting background compared to most other people. You grew up here in the United States, right? Or...
No, I actually grew up in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, so
I was born and raised in Saudi Arabia.
So talk us through that and how you kind of fell into this world.
Yeah, I mean, got obviously a pretty bizarre backstory and, pretty bizarre, diversity and whatnot. Mm-hmm. My dad's Nigerian, my mom's Irish, and they met in Saudi Arabia.
Interesting.
And I was born in Saudi Arabia, obviously, and my dad used to play tennis. He was a top 100 player, and because of him, I started playing. And my mom and dad actually met through tennis as well.
Really?
And I was in Saudi Arabia until I was 13, and then eventually I got the opportunity to go to Nick Bollettieri's academy, now IMG, and I've been there ever since.
So what made you, we talked about it briefly off camera, and if you feel comfortable with it, what made you choose the U.S. over Saudi Arabia, or did you ever think of flying under a different nation?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually not a Saudi citizen, so if a couple years ago, if I flew on a plane and I actually wanted to go to Saudi, they would deport me.
Really?
Yeah, it's not like in the U.S. where if you're born in Saudi, you actually get citizenship.
Okay.
If you're born in the U.S., you get citizenship.
Okay.
It's not like that, so you actually have to be from Saudi. I don't even speak Arabic.
Oh, wow.
So I wouldn't even consider myself, Saudi at all. I feel more American just because, I feel like part of being American is, being diverse. It's not actually just being from the States. They accept multiple cultures and whatnot, and I'm on that side of things for sure.
And how would you describe yourself off the court versus what you on the court? Are you the same kind of person, or would you say you're a bit different?
I mean, off court, I tend to be more on the chiller side. Okay. And then on court, sometimes I can, not be so chill. So definitely a little different in terms of that. But on my good days, I can, tend more towards my personality off court, where I can be more chill and, just be more locked in the moment.
Did you style your game after anyone?
Actually, growing up, my idol was Andy Roddick.
Okay.
So I watched a ton of him, and I think over time, you just kind of want to emulate your idols, and he was definitely one of them. So I would say probably Roddick.
How would you describe it now? Would you still say it's Roddick, or would you say it's a combination of things?
Now I would say it's probably a combination of things. I actually like watching tennis. I'm a big fan of the game. I study it. Anytime I get opportunity to watch the top guys play, I always do. So I would say right now, my favorite player, just game style wise, is Djokovic. Okay. So I try to do as much as I can to emulate what he's doing, because he's obviously doing something right.
And how would you, versus you didn't go to college, correct?
Yeah.
What made you decide to not kind of pursue that route and just go straight to the pros? Because you're still younger than me, right? You're 22?
22, just turned 22.
So what made you decide, okay, I'm going to fully commit into the tennis world versus maybe go to college?
Yeah, that's a good question. When I was 16, I got a couple calls from a couple of colleges, and they were interested, and I was interested as well. I didn't know what move I wanted to make. Okay. And then I kind of started doing really well in the junior slams. I did a couple good weeks at futures and stuff too. And I just thought my game at the time was ready to take it to the next level, and I had confidence. And also I had pretty good deals coming out of junior tennis, so that kind of helped financially. Okay. Those deals I wouldn't have got if I was coming out of college. Of course. So I knew the two things would be a lot different. Financially, you need that. You need that backing when you're playing futures and challengers, because you're not making that money back. So I just thought it was the best decision for me at the time.
And I think my last question would be, actually two. First is, you seem to be friendly with everyone on tour, at least around here. Yeah. How important is it for you to kind of be friendly, or because some people are a bit standoffish, some people aren't? How important is it for you or any tennis player to kind of know everyone in the game, because it's literally everyone knows each other?
Right. And that's the thing. I mean, I feel you play tennis for 10 years, and there's a whole life after that.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to develop relationships, because that's what life's about. You know, developing relationships, developing connections, and I just feel like there's no need to like burn bridges when you don't have to. And especially, you know, it can get lonely on tour. You know, you're traveling by yourself sometimes to tournaments. You're traveling to, you know, I've been to like Kazakhstan. You know, like. So you don't want to be going to dinners alone all the time, because that's just gonna, you know, it's gonna be tough on your mental health.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, you know, might as well be friends with everyone, make everything easier.
And and last question, you've been in the top 100. What's your goal now for the end of 2020?
Definitely, I would like to see myself back in the top 100 to start off with, and then anything after that is definitely a bonus. But I'm definitely shooting for that as well.
Yeah.
But minimum, I would definitely want myself inside the top 100 again.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Solid.